Welcome to the Big Biz Show.
I'm your number one fan, man. Woo!
Featuring insight and analysis that's second to most.
You don't impress me.
With Russ T. Nailz.
Boogly boogly doo.
And Sully something.
You think he's a real man while you're being tucked in.
Taking a professional look at the markets and investing in stuff through bloodshot eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's just gibberish.
Now, here's Russ and Sully.
Live from the Jump Television Studios in sunny San Diego, California. Big Biz Show's on the air. Great to have you along. We were just talking to the live television audience. And now here's the radio audience joining us, Russ. Mm-hmm. Just in time for you to eat your hard-boiled egg for dinner. How are you?
I'll be cracking it live.
All right, that's good. Is that going to be for this show or for the other show we do afterwards?
Well, I'm only eating the white.
Uh-huh.
The white part of it.
I'll tell you what.
So the white, as I'm fasting today, it's water and white.
Why are you fasting?
Oh, I try to do it once a week.
No, you don't.
I do.
You fast
one full day.
What is your day look like?
Get up late. Very important to make sure you miss half of this day.
That's good.
Get up late. Drink a lot of water. Eat an egg whenever you feel a little hint of hunger. Egg whites. Couple up through the day, and maybe half avocado.
Maybe a scotch tonight.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, that's good for you.
Well, it's fasting.
Beer's
bread.
I don't do that.
All right, very good. Hey, take a look at the Dow today. Interesting day on Wall Street today, I'll say. It was one of those days whereby you start to think to yourself, boy, could we have too much of a good thing? Market hasn't been this smoking since in 5 years. We totally tanked at the end of the summer. But stocks are back in fashion now, Russ. And China's economic troubles are sort of behind us. The Fed's going to take a nap until March 2016, so they say. So it seems that this has sent the Dow skyrocketing about 1,500 points in October alone.
Yeah.
S&P shot up 8.3%. That's the best month in exactly 4 years. S&P. So incredible that the S&P is just 2% away from setting an all-new high. Considering just how scared we were just a couple of months ago. So, in fact, our TV audience is looking at a chart of the S&P. For radio audience, just go to bigcharts.com or stockcharts.com. A little oversold there on the chart, so a little too expensive for our trading range. One bad note to consider, I would say that this rally raises the risk that the stock market is on the verge of overheating. Or at the very least, we could use a couple of a much-needed breather. We need a little bit of a couple of down. Because if you look at this red line here, this red line right here that I'm pointing to right there, if that continues to go the way I think it's going to go, and if it goes like this, we're in good shape. Okay, but it's got to flatten out first. Okay, so right now you got a big convergence between the 10-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. Because now you ask why? Because the economy is clearly slowing down. Well, look, at home and abroad, our economy is slowing down, and that's not going to help corporate profits, which aren't exactly glowing at the moment. And I can tell you that the risk is clearly back in fashion.
Now that I've mastered the stochastic oscillator, I'm finding it hard.
What is the stochastic oscillator, Rusty Nailz? After all these 19 years on the radio and 10 years on TV?
I don't know, really, but I know how to look at that thing down there, down here, and it looks like it's been kind of just wobbling along all the way through the month, and it really hasn't done that any other time in the year.
Oh, you mean because it's going sideways?
Sideways.
Yeah, we're going sideways. It's because it's been overbought for all of October.
Okay, then.
Look at that. I mean, look at the market. The beginning of September, October was one of the best months you've ever seen.
Well, what does this do? Compare the recent trading price with the amount of...
It tells you if a stock or an index is too expensive or too cheap for its recent trading range.
Based on its recent
So, in other words, if a stock always trades at 100 and suddenly out of nowhere it's trading at 110, it's a little overbought.
And that line would go up.
That line would go up.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, how about...
It's another technical indicator.
I wonder if, and I don't know if we're having a show anybody we can talk about this, but Chipotle, which I usually like.
Yeah, Chipotle.
Chipotople's having some scares up.
Yeah, they had some E. coli set for it. But the quality of the food there, plus you're eating off of those paper plates that end up looking like...
Is that what's wrong?
A dead... Yeah.
You think? And of
Remember
course,
those commercials for the paper plates? Do you want this paper plate or do you want Chinette?
Chinette.
They've given you a bad version of Chinette. I just don't want to see soggy, like a splotchy kind of a rosebud at the bottom of my plate.
Well, dog meat will do that.
I know it will. It's an Alpo moment. Thank you very much for that. Hey, Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com is our website. 70 million TV homes strong, 150 radio stations. We do a special broadcast for our American Forces Radio Network audience every Tuesday at 4:30. So God bless our military men and women serving our country overseas and underway. I did so they had the camera crew out there. We did a big show for the military on Friday night.
Nice.
While you were playing grab ass in some bar dressed like Dracula.
Someone's got to do it.
I know
Bob.
they do. Hey, Gabriel Weinberg is an author. I saw his book hanging around the studio one day, and I believe his publicist sent us a couple of them. The name of the book is Traction, How Any Startup Can Achieve Explosive Customer Growth, and he joins us here in the program. How are you, sir? Great to have you along today.
Hello.
Good to have you. Hey, so look at, first of all, can I just ask you this? 19 years of radio and interviewing about 1,000 guys like you, what makes you stop and write a book like this? Because I got to tell you, how many books have I seen in the studio? We've got 10 bookshelves full of books over the years. This is one of the best startup books around. What caused you to sit back and decide I'm going to take pen to paper and put this together?
It took a long time, first of all. So we're talking 6 years, and so it really was a passion project. I mean, what really happened is I saw a big hole in the market for this. Like, there's no book that was really explaining how startups can get traction, and I was struggling with myself, and I angel invest, and all the companies I was involved with were struggling with it. And so once I felt I hit on something that worked, after I figured it out myself, I figured I had to get this out there. But it just took many years to actually do.
So you were a co-founder of what was it, Oppobox? I think, is that what I read?
Yep.
You sold for $10 million, right?
Dude.
Nice exit, pal. Good stuff.
Way to get
Did you own any equity when you sold it? Is the question.
Yeah.
So,
We had no investors or employees. It was a weird company. So that is what enabled me to self-fund DuckDuckGo, which is my current search engine startup.
So the now for DuckDuckGo, are you seeking investors, or is that fully funded by you, and you're just going to take another shot at it?
It's 8 years running, so it's getting pretty big now. I self-funded it the first few years, and then we raised some venture capital about 3.5 years in 2011.
Good for you. So you are the right person to talk to about this, because obviously this is about startups struggling in the pursuit of raising capital and the pursuit of growth and their face-forward marketing strategy. So what's the big problem? What are the top low-hanging fruit mistakes that startups are making these days?
Yeah, I mean, the big problem is startups die all over the place because they can't get customers, right? So that's really what this is solving. But what they really do wrong is they don't launch with a credible distribution strategy is the crux of it. So startups build a product, they get into it because they have a product idea, and then they spend all their time on product and not enough time trying to figure out how to get customers. And they launch and they just don't know what to do. So they just kind of throw stuff at the wall, and they run out of money. And so what the book does is it kind of gives a structured approach of how to frame getting traction, and we identify 19 different marketing channels that all startups use, and we try to help you figure out which one you can use to grow.
Now, is there now? By the way, I mean, does it matter if it's let's say a search engine, or does it, or let's say a clothing line, or let's say a new aftermarket item for a motorcycle or something? I mean, does it matter what business or stage of the game that it is? Can your book help all comers?
It really helps all comers. What's interesting about it is this is a universe of channels. So like we identify everything that people are doing to get traction. But what was interesting is in any given industry, like the ones you named, the ones that were really taking off were using underutilized channels for that industry. So if everyone in that industry is using billboards, like you probably don't want to use billboards. Or if they're all using search engine marketing, you want to go in the other direction.
So is that why, the reason why is because you kind of swim upstream because is it a matter of just being crowded and the matter of traffic there is just overwhelming, so you want to go somewhere that people are not? Is it as simple as that?
Simple as that. I mean, incumbents have a lot of money and they have entrenched processes and they're bidding up those prices, and the other areas are just greenfield for startups. If they can go somewhere new, they can get high conversions at low price.
And obviously it's about traffic and about driving traffic and converting them into sales. His name is Gabriel Weinberg. He is the CEO and founder of DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is a search engine that doesn't track where you are, which is interesting. I'd love to talk to you about that. He got 3 billion searches in 2015, and he's made $1 per search.
It reminds me of that game Duck, Duck, Goose, where you got to tap whoever you wanted on the head and make her chase you around in a circle.
Nothing gets past you there.
Fell on top of her.
His book, of course, is called Traction. And Russ is holding that up for the television audience. So look at how did you sell 35,000 copies of your book? Because you used your book to sell your book, which I think you used the
Yep.
wisdom out of your book to sell your book, which I thought was very interesting. Talk about that.
Yeah, we ran the exact same process. If it had failed, I probably wouldn't be talking to you here. But it was really interesting. So we ran tests. What we recommend is you run tests in all these different channels to really try to figure out which channel will get to your goal. And I thought originally that some of these channels like Twitter ads and Facebook ads and even kind of Google and content marketing, blog posts and such would do really well. Turns out all those tests really failed. What really worked well were podcasts, where I had a chance to really kind of explain the framework. And so we really doubled down on that, and I went on a ton of different podcast shows.
So you're basically telling me this show's crap compared to
Hey, wait a minute.
fantastic. No, I'm just teasing. Listen. I understand what you're saying there because, for example, here Russ is a struggling musician. Could you use? In fact, I'm going to keep on hold here for a second. Stay right there. I want to talk to you some more, Gabriel. What I really want to know is, could Russ use his traction book to increase your customers for your stand-up comedy?
Yes.
I mean, you're already a headliner in Hollywood, but
Yeah.
but I mean Las Vegas. But could it also help you in the music business?
Corporate work would do.
Big Biz Show, BigBizShow.com. DuckDuckGo founder and author Gabriel Weinberg. His book Traction. We'll have more in a second. Stand by.